It was midday during the summer session when Professor Dr. Judith Guthertz was leaving the University of Guam, driving along University Drive in Mangilao, a route she typically takes 2 to 3 times a day. But on June 4th, she says this drive left her stunned and terrified.
I focused on these individuals who were attacking my car. They went right up to the window. They had terror in their faces. In my opinion, they were out for blood to do harm.
Guthertz was one of the 20 witnesses being called to the stand by Assistant Attorney General Sean Brown. In the opening statements, Brown explains to the jury of 12 and 6 alternates that they can expect to hear the testimonies, see video, photos, and physical evidence, and possibly a 911 recording. Describing it as chaos, Brown says with these witnesses, they will provide a combination of evidence along with this set of facts.
Now, the people that are involved in this first incident are Urson Resalap, he's our victim. Okay, Tano Resalap, that's Urson's brother, and they're brothers. And then there's Jordan Ratchulap and Emmanuel Resalap. Jordan and Emmanuel are brothers.
Brothers Jordan Ratchulap and Emmanuel Resalap are the defendants in this case. Their cousins, one who is a minor, are also brothers. All 4 of the young men were at the beach behind the UOG Marine Lab. Alcohol is involved, and when they get back to the residence near the Best Store, the incident occurs.
At some point, Emmanuel Resalap is hitting his girlfriend, Derby. Okay? People are telling him to stop. He does not stop. Okay? There's a verbal altercation going on as well. Urson, our victim, our stabbing victim, he comes back from the Marine Lab, I think with Tano, and he finds out what's happening, and he actually tries to get Emmanuel Resalap out of the residence.
Brown says this is when the video starts. It shows the victim knocking out Emmanuel Resalap, then walking away. Emmanuel then gets up, opens the trunk of a car, grabs the machete, and sprints over to Urson's mom's car and smashes the back window.
Urson sees this, comes back outside, and directly confronts the defendant, who's holding the machete. Urson is holding no machete. He still confronts the guy who's chopping up his mom's car. Okay? And in the video, you see Urson doing his best to get that machete out of the defendant's hands. At some point in the video, you can see the machete literally go flying.
According to Brown, the video shows the point when Urson realizes he had been slashed by the machete. And while he was bleeding out, the co-defendant, Jordan Ratchulap, runs off camera with the machete. Then the police get called.
This is where the chaos really begins, okay? Then those 3 individuals, Tano, Emmanuel, and Jordan, go off camera, and they start chopping up cars, throwing rocks, hitting cars and metal objects.
Along with Guthertz, 2 Guam Police Department officers that responded to the scene, Jillian San Nicolas and Timothy Flores, gave testimony. While Brown argues the 2 young defendants are guilty of the various charges they face, including attempted murder, aggravated assault, terrorizing, criminal mischief, and family violence. The defendant counsel, Resalap's attorney Samuel Tecker, and Ratchulap's attorney Gloria Rudolph asked the jury to consider this.
Only what you need to do now is listen to the facts, listen to the evidence that the government presents, and you have to make a determination of whether or not Mr. Brown has met his burden of proof. And he has proven each and every element of every crime charge.
In this trial, you're going to hear testimony that will leave you with a lot of unanswered questions. You're going to hear testimony that there were many leads that were not investigated. And actually, Mr. Brown just alluded to what I was going to go over, which was that there weren't just 2 people in the street. We hear from all kinds of witnesses that there were anywhere from 3 to 5 people.
Stating that the minor who was also in the streets causing violence was not charged at all in this case, Rudolph says this is something that cannot be ignored. Trial will continue all this week in the courtroom of Judge Vern Paris. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.